Hello and welcome to Spy Money. What a day. Earnings plays, futures plays. Exciting day. A lot of people made money in our Discord group today. A lot of calls called out and a lot of plays played out and a lot of cash brought back to the bank. That's what we like to hear. A lot of people made money today. There were some people signed up for our futures class today, which should do really well for them. We are gearing up for more future plays, a lot of future options, future contracts, and that seems to be where the money is. Trying to play equity options, trying to swing and stuff, the way these moves are working overnight is just really difficult to project what's going to happen tomorrow. Everything will look like it's going to be calls. You get in calls, and then tomorrow the bottom drops out, and you lose all your money. Does that sound familiar? That sounds familiar to a lot of people, I'm sure. In our group, it's been happening some there, and it's been happening across a lot of different groups, a lot of different Facebook groups I've looked at, and it looks like that it's just too almost consolidating. It's like up one day, down the next, and it's hard to plan out your trade. So futures is kind of where you want to go with that. If you trade futures, you can trade it 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you can trade it starting Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way till Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you get 2 breaks during that. Every day you have one shut down from 4:15 to 4:30. You can go take a bathroom break, and then it starts back up at 4:30, and it runs till 5 o'clock, and then it shuts down for an hour, so you can go eat your lunch, or dinner, I guess it'd be. So you go eat your dinner between 5 and 6, and then you hurry up and get back when the bell rings at 6 o'clock. The futures open back up, and hopefully they are in your favor. Today they are in my favor. I am green. So I usually close everything out before then, but today I didn't. I've been busy working on website stuff and a bunch of other stuff, so I wasn't able to really pay much attention to it. But let's go over and look and see what the market did today. As you can tell on ES, that's usually where we start off. I've been selling off the last few days, and then this morning at 8:30, the Feds were supposed to start pumping the money, and it looks like they started sooner than that because this is about 1 in the morning. And it seems like they have been starting around midnight. Just like 12:01, you will notice the market start going up, and that's what happened here. So I think it was $50 billion I think they pumped in today. So the Federal Reserve has just been pumping the money in. And who is the Federal Reserve? It is 12 banks. It's not the government. A lot of people think it's a government doing it. It's not. It's actually a private entity. So what do you think they're wanting to do here once they pump that money in? They want to sell it off and take the profit. So at the end of the day, I went ahead and got in puts, and I'm making money on those puts right now. So today, I had a big old rage all day. All the stocks were going up. Very few were not going up. The one that I needed to go up was Netflix. We'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, it looks like we're probably going to sell off probably tonight. I'd like to see it get back down to the 27.16. If we did that, that would be really good on my puts. I can make a ton of money on that. I have no idea why I didn't have calls in this today. No idea. I was playing the natural gas a lot. My mind was on that, looking at that, and a few others. Natural gas is where my eyes were today. But I should have got in calls down here and just rode those up. That would have been a lot of money just by, like same day or next day expiration and just ride them out. Could have made a bunch of money. Right now we're dropping down. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. This is where we dropped at right before the bell. I was actually talking in our Discord group, said I was going to be bearish on it. Everybody's wanting to buy calls, and I said we're going to drop, guys, and here we are. We are dropped. Now it could have went the other way too, but my gut said, and with my charting, it was going to drop out, and it did right before the bell. We still closed. I think it was about 1% green. And as long as they close green, that's all they care about. They don't care about the rest of their day or that night. It's when they close. So we're selling off right now, and I think we will probably end up selling off we're going to at least get down to the 27.71. That's where our pivot is. So I think we're going to hit that at least. And there's a good chance we may keep on going with it. If we do, based on what we had in the past, there's a good chance this is like a little bear flag here on the 15-minute chart. So there's a good chance that we can just continue to sell off right here. Tomorrow is the jobs report. The what did they say that was? Another jobless claims, another 4.5 million Americans expected to have filed for unemployment. So every time we've had that jobs report, it's been bad, yet the market rages. So I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Usually Thursday they'll pump up the market and then they'll sell off on Friday and kind of consolidate a lot. So that's what my plan is going to be, is just kind of follow the futures of it. I'm not really doing a lot of options, equity options. I'm doing more future options and future contracts. That's, in my opinion, that's where the money is, and that's where my focus is. So we're selling off right now. So tomorrow we'll have to see where that's going to go. Depends on, the Feds are supposed to pump money again tomorrow, so we'll see where that goes. Then we got gold. Gold raised all day. It looks like it's trying to pull back, but I say gold will keep on going up. I don't know if it's going to come back or not. It's way above the pivot. We dropped out of this symmetrical triangle from way back, and if we go back to 1 hour and look at that, you can see we have just been bouncing in it. We actually dropped out of it. Now that we've dropped out, there's a good chance it might go ahead and rally up. A lot of times a symmetrical triangle will do just that. It'll drop out and then curl up and go. I'd like to see gold come on down. That would really help me out. But in the past, gold would go up and the market would drop. And it's not been playing that way. But here in the last, probably last week or so, it started playing that way. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here. My opinion is that this will probably continue to go up, but we'll see. We're above that 200. We may pull back, maybe touch down to about 1724 tonight, and then bounce back up. And that's probably what we'll do. Have just a little pullback and then take off. If we look at this, seeing patterns, not really. It's not even a W there because we dropped way down. Looks like, got a little bit of a head and shoulders there. We got a shoulder here, a head, got a shoulder. There's a good chance this might come over and just drop out. If we look at our price level tool there, we are right on it, right there and right there. That's head and shoulders, guys. So we probably will drop out. This is a very bearish sign right here. So gold, I may have to get in gold puts tonight. I think I will, because that pattern matches right up. So let me write that down before I forget it. We got to make money. That's why we do these market recaps and stuff. We catch things. So I'll put GC puts. That's what I'm doing. So if you're not in our Discord group, which you should be, but if you aren't, you just got a good tip right there for free. All because I just saw it. So just study your charts. You keep on changing time frames and stuff, and you'll see what's going to happen. A lot of times you will. But that is a perfect head and shoulder. We'll go back to crude oil. Crude oil is just burying itself. Today it got Trump had sent a sign to Iran telling them that they need to straighten up and quit producing all the oil, or he's going to do something about it. And it went up 25%, but it pulled back. It may be a pump and dump. It did close above the pivot. So we'll have to see what happens. How low can gold go, or oil go? 6.5 is where it was. So being at 6.5, and it looks like Trump is actually speaking now because Mike Pence is broadcasting live. So he's on the news right, or the TV right now, and telling people how great the economy is when it's not. No one's working. So we'll see how that goes. But our crude oil, I don't really know what to tell you with that. It's showing bullish right now, but I don't trust oil. I'm not getting in it. Let's see here. Then we got natural gas. Natural gas has come down. It spiked back up today. I got in some calls on this. I actually got in some future contracts, got in some puts on it, and today I'm well over $1,000 just trading a little bit on natural gas alone, just that. And I made money on other things, but this right here, I was over $1,000 on that, which is not a bad day. Most people try to make 500,000 a day. Some try to make 5,000, 10,000. I like to make a couple thousand a day. That's my goal. So if we can make that, then I feel like it's a productive day. We go up here and look at this. We got right there. So we're picking up all the way across through here, and we're triple topped right here on the hourly. That is a bearish sign. So I would say natural gas sells off tonight. Everything else I'm looking at looks like it will. So I say natural gas probably sell off. So if you're in UGAS and DGAS, UGAS you want to short it, DGAS you want to go long. That's the way those work. And then we have the Qs. It's selling off just like ES does. They just go right together. So if you wanted to get puts on this tonight, if you're doing futures, then this would be a good one, or to get some contracts and short it all night. You could probably short this thing all the way down to 85.77, pick up quite a bit right there. Then let's go down. Here's a big disappointment. Work. I bought calls right over in here, and it actually went up, and I almost sold them, and I didn't. But and it has sold off ever since. So work is getting me. So we'll have to see what it does here. There's not really any kind of, other than this double top up here, and actually it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually 5 tops across the top, so it's trying to push up, but there's not really a pattern to speak of. If you come back through here, and if you come on up, actually about right here, see, we dropped out of that. So it's like an ascending triangle. It's a perfect one actually, but it dropped out right here. Now that doesn't mean that it won't take off and go on up, but that's actually long-term and ascending triangle. So it actually looks really well for calls. That's why I got in it originally. And then it just dropped out here. I thought it was going to take off right there, but it didn't. So I'll hold those, and a couple more days probably get on up. Maybe Monday this will be up, and then I can cash out on it. So work was one that has been not playing favorable for me. Walmart, who the heck knows about Walmart? It is doing stuff that is just not normal. The whole trading thing, there's not really a so-called pattern. We had this channel that we were running, and this channel, I'll run it on over to here. So we got that channel right there, and it dropped out of it, so I thought it was just going to continue to go, and I had puts in it from over here, and it dropped out of it, so I thought, well, we're just going to come on down and probably touch this 200 down here, and lo and behold, Walmart takes off. This is why I hate trading equity options. There's just so much, it's just up and down every day. You never know what it's going to do. So hopefully this will actually come back down. I'd like to see it come down to around the 127 range or so, or lower would be great. I actually thought it was going to probably come back to the 119, and but it never. I thought we would come down and test this bottom down here again, but it didn't do it. So Walmart, we'll just have to wait and see. And Visa shot up real high today. That was just, I wish I was in that. Just didn't even catch it. When they started pumping the market at midnight, this thing just skyrocketed. So Visa was a good one. But if you look at this pattern, you'll look over here, you'll see that this meets right up with all of them. So you're touching there, touching here, and touching there. This is coming down, boys. Coming down. It's going to be like a big old tree trunk just falling, and you can hear it a mile away. Let's see. So we come back over here. Yeah, right there. So this is coming down this way, and it's not really a descending triangle. It is coming toward earnings. I think earnings are going to blow it out of the water, so this will probably sell off down to earnings and then spike out. That's what I would estimate. Never know. Never know. We were in this descending triangle, or ascending wedge here. Ascending wedge is bearish, and we have been dropping out of it. we are hitting those tops. So this will probably, if you got in puts today on Visa, then you're probably going to make a lot of money. This will probably sell off all night, which if the market sells off tonight, I know this will drop. This will gap down. USO, everybody's talking about USO, not UFO, because it has been identified. The only thing not identified in USO is the bottom. 223 on USO, seriously? That's just crazy. And I drew the fibs right here, and these fibs did not know anything about these candles at the time. And look at this. Look how they're playing them. I mean, it's laying right on that fib, 246. And it's going to keep on going. I saw in some groups that people were buying over in here, buying USO so they could we call it when you buy low, sell high. I can't even think of the word. But they were going to go ahead and take some profit here. But when they were buying, I thought to myself, there ain't no way I'd be buying it because it's still got room to go. And you know what? This could easily just keep on going. This does not have to stop there. So you got the bottom is 203 based on the fib, but we can make a new fib and make it even more. If you look at that, we are headed to 203. USO. Unbelievable. Never would have thought it would be at that level. That thing normally trades. Go back here. Let's see here. So you're normally like in the $11 range. So anywhere from, say, it's not even down here normally. It's usually up a lot more. Let me go back a little bit more. See, like 13. So, I mean, if you figure 10 to 13 even, but normally you look way back, it's like, about 10 to 13 rolling through there. It's about where it stays, and then boom, it's down to 223. Crazy. I wouldn't touch this for nothing. That's an ETF, number one. That's not a place you invest money. You don't invest in ETFs. You invest them in stocks. At least that's what I believe. And an ETF, you typically kind of lose a little bit with it. And this will eventually, probably in the next week or so, they will do a reverse split. And they'll probably do like maybe a 5 to 1 or maybe even a 10 to 1 to get this thing pumped up. Because the billionaires don't like to buy penny stock. Anything that's $5 less is a penny stock. And they don't like to buy that. They like to buy something that's up in here at least. So this will cause a lot of people not to invest. They'll just keep on selling it off. So if they do a reverse stock split, that'll pump it back up. And you know what will happen? The bears will come in and short it right back down. So they'll end up having to probably do away with USO, create a new ETF, and then they will just make this one gone. That's why you do not invest in that kind of a stock or an ETF. Tesla, what did Tesla do today? Let's see. Let me get a trend line tool up here and go back to a 1 hour. So we got the Tesla is staying right on that trend line right there. It's coming down. It broke through today. With it breaking through, I wouldn't hold my breath on that because that was a Fed pump. This could easily sell right back off tonight and stay right underneath that trend. So if we come back and take this trend tool, and just for giggles, we're going to bring it right back down here to see. Actually, we could bring it up to there. Yeah, that's more like it. So let's just see what happens tomorrow if it actually goes underneath this or if it goes over top of it. I don't trust any kind of charting on a Fed pump because it's not real. So we don't know what it's going to do. This is almost a cup and handle, but it's not. If it would have come on up to here, then yes, that would have been a cup and handle, but it didn't. So it's already selling off after hours. TLT sold off today. I hope it would continue to sell off, but with the market selling off tonight, this will come back up probably. But I would love to see this come on down because I've got puts on it from back over here. That's where I bought the puts. And then I sold them right here. And then I took a portion of that money, about half of my profit, put it back in puts because I thought it might go ahead and continue to sell off. So it was going to be free money making money. And this ended up going up. So I'm not out any money. And it comes on down. So I can hold this for a while too. I've got long ones on it. Look at Spy, same as ES, of course. Had that big old rage today, but you can see here the MACD's even trying to pull back. The RSI's coming back. This is coming back. Our EMAs are coming back. I think we're probably going to be testing the 274 range somewhere on through here. When we hit there, they'll probably pump money in it again tomorrow. So that's my estimation. We'll probably come right back to the almost the close of 2 days ago or yesterday. So we'll be a little bit higher than that. You'll hit there. Like I said earlier, they don't care about what happens here. They care about the bell. Whatever the bell says is what they go by. It can have the worst drop in American history, and as long as it closes green, that drop didn't mean a thing. Go to Roku. Roku's been selling off. I actually thought it was going to take off over here. It was staying real bullish, and then all of a sudden it just dropped out. It followed the market. The market's been selling off, and so did it. So I'd still stay bullish or bearish on Roku. That's what I would do. Then we'll look at Netflix. Netflix is, I hate it. I don't play earnings. And I bought calls here, and I put a 50% sale on it. And I thought that it would just ramp up and hit my 50% and sell off, and it never. It went to 32%. And by the time I was able to go in and change it, it dropped down to like 25%. And I thought, well, I'll just wait for the big pump at the end. And this big pump here was the earnings, where they did 15.7 million new subscribers in the second quarter. Or actually, I guess it'd be the first quarter. So by having all those subscribers and everything coming in, and it pumped up, but because they missed their earning, the share earnings, they hit $1.47 instead of $1.57, like the analyst said. It dropped out, so that hurt me. So hopefully you can see it starting to try to turn. I think Netflix is going to be strong anyway. It might have sold off here, but I think, give it a couple of days, this thing will turn around. Probably next week is when it will start raging again. There's a good chance this may sell down and hit this trend and then come on up, though, so you never know. Playing the earnings is hard, and you got an M right here, so that would bring it down. So I may just have to go in and buy some puts to recapture the loss that I may take on the call. Again, I wanted to sell it, and it just didn't happen. I just don't play earnings typically. Look at Microsoft. It raged today. It just stayed with the market. But again, it's probably just going to sell right off. So, and then I pulled up LVS today. Las Vegas Sands Corporation. It's a hotel casino out in Las Vegas. Everybody was playing puts on it down here today. And I played calls. And the reason I played calls is because everybody's playing puts. Well, the market makers know that if everybody's playing puts, they're going to do something to make this rage and let all them hold the bag down there. They don't want to pay out all that money. They want to keep the money, the premiums that people paid on puts. So when it's coming down before earnings, it would normally pop up. Not always, but normally. And when everybody expects this to be a bad earnings, because it being a Las Vegas hotel or a casino that is not even open. There's no customers, and haven't been customers for 2 months, I guess. So everybody thinks it's just going to sell off really hard. Well, I didn't think so. So I got in calls. I went against the odds, and I'm winning on this one. This has gone up. Let's see here. From right there up to here is 10.45%. That is huge in options. I mean, that's freaking huge. I think I don't know what I bought. I don't know what strike I bought on those. Let me look here. I bought them way up. I think it was like a 50 maybe. 52 is what I bought. So it don't have to get to 52 to make money. As soon as it started going up, matter of fact, when it hit right here, actually not even there. It was, to give you an idea, I bought them back over in here. And by this right here, I think it was like 900% because the IV started kicking in, the implied volatility. So I bought it before the IV kicked in, and luckily I did, because if I had bought it up in here, I'd already be losing money. I'm actually positive on it right now. So when we open tomorrow, if we can continue to hold this, which I think we will based on the way it's looking, if we continue to hold, then it should be fine. And if we look at, now this is Las Vegas here, guys. This is true gambling. Let me go to a day chart. This thing was trading right before the drop at $74 a share. So what I will probably end up doing is I will take the profit out of this tomorrow, a portion of it, and then I'm going to go long calls because this will eventually go back there. You got to think, all the people that are in Vegas owning all these casinos, do you honestly think they want their stock down this low when it's usually up? So we're looking at almost double of what it was originally. It's two-thirds, I guess, of what it was. So this was a good option play here for me. And if you look at this also, you'll see a trend line. We'll bring it from there. This trend line matches perfect. I didn't have that drawn when I did it, but if I would have, I'd have bought more calls. This actually matched perfect. Come down, touch that trend, and goes up. That's why it's important to chart. I didn't chart it out though. You can see I didn't have all this chart drawn in. And we only have two points right here, but this could easily come back into a symmetrical triangle. And if we come back into a symmetrical triangle, it could easily just like pop up, hit this area, and then come back down. And what I'll end up doing is probably sell tomorrow. I'll see where it goes. It would be nice if this thing spiked up again tomorrow to get up to here. You have all of this resistance up here too. So when you come back, you got it right there through here. You got a lot of resistance through there. So this could easily come up, bounce through that symmetrical triangle, hit that, and then just boom, right back down. So if it did that, that would be pretty awesome. That would only be from right there. That's another 10%. So it did 10% today. It could easily do that tomorrow in pre-market, go up and hit that. And turn, I think I only put like a few $100s in it, but that few $100s will probably turn out to be maybe a few thousand if it does that. So that's the earning play of my day, probably my year right there. I never play earnings. Google shot up today and sold off, so it's actually following the market. Google, in my opinion, should have been up, it should never dropped. But we've got earnings coming, so Google earnings ought to be good because everybody's on the internet. If they're on the internet, they're clicking ads and people are making money. Disney, I heard today, I don't know for a fact, but I heard today that Disney was shutting down Disney World and Disneyland until 2021. They may not even open this year. And I think it is like 30% of their income is what that is. So they're not really concerned about it. They'll probably just go in and do a lot of maintenance and stuff and get things done and worry about it later. Long-term Disney, I don't know right now. It's playing this channel. So it could pop up, but it did not follow the market today. It actually sold off all day. So I don't know what to tell you about Disney. Tell you Mickey's not going to get a date because he ain't got any money. Buying shot up. I ended up selling back over in here. I no regret selling here. It ended up kept on going, but buying, I originally thought that it was probably going to be going to the 98.26 area. That could easily happen tomorrow. So if I'd have held them, I'd have made more money, but I'm happy with the money I got. Always be happy with your profits. What else? Let's play BA here. BA I thought was going to be bullish, but it actually dropped out. Yesterday, it started kind of curling up, and I thought it was going to take off. And this morning in pre-market, I saw that it was up in here, so I thought it was going to pop up and keep on going, but it actually sold off today. It sold off, but the market went up, so it's not even following the market right now. I know they had a lot of bad news and stuff, but they've also got a lot of good news. And let's see here. I'll look at Apple and then I'll call it a night. Apple's been playing this channel. I was getting bullish on it. I think I bought them in here. and I ended up selling them here. I made 5% on it. I don't know how I did that, but I actually made 5%. And I guess the IV and everything, I just bought it right. It come down. It's been kind of coming up today, but it is actually following the market. You can see here, this is the Fed pump here, Fed pump, and then now it's dumping. So everybody's taking the money. And I'm going to finish up with ES like I always do. It is coming down like a big old skyscraper falling to the ground. Everybody jumped out here and just free fell. That's what they did. So my, let's see here. If I'll go down there and look. Yep, I'm making money on my puts. So that's all that matters. I'm going to have to sell those today. I bought short term. I've only got, I think, one more day on them. I bought short term. So I'll get rid of those sometime tonight before it, right before it bottoms out. I'll just start watching my charts. So bearish on ES. It would have been bearish all day and sold off if the Fed hadn't come in and dumped the money in. That's the only reason it's there. Head and shoulders, Roman. Where you see that? What time frame? Right here on the 1 hour? Yeah, I see that. There's a shoulder. There's a head. And here it was a possible shoulder. It would have had to come up close to that. So if you look at there, it would have had to been close to here for that. This could actually come down, hit this tonight, which would be the 27.71, and then the Feds could come in at midnight and make this thing rally and hit that. Job reports come out, and then it could sell off. So good eye, Roman. Roman is one of our new future contract course people. We call them students, and he is trading. Started trading yesterday, MES, and he's actually making some plays, making some money, and doing real well. 5 minute. I don't look at a 5 minute for that. I'll go ahead and pull it up for you, but 5 minute is not. Well, you're scalping though. You would look at that. Yeah, that's a head and shoulder on a 5 minute. Yeah, if you're scalping, you could look at this. So if you looked, right there will be the top. Oops. There's the top, and right there is the top of that body. So yeah, good eye. Good eye, buddy. Definitely head and shoulder. It'd be more, I guess, more in line if you bring this one down to here, and that still stays right there. You got a little pop up there, a little pop there, but that's fine. Yeah, looks good. Real good eye. So you shorting it, Roman? You in a short right now? I'm not in a short. I bought puts because I knew it was going to do this. We got a delay on YouTube, so I got to wait for him to hear me. Well, it's a big delay, I guess. So anyway, I think we'll end it here. I think we're probably going to come down to at least the 27.71. So keep your eye on that, Roman. Don't let that get away from you. 27.71 is probably where it's going to stop. Yeah, and they'll probably consolidate a little bit. It may drop out of that, but I would say it'll probably stop there. And then the Feds will come in 12:01 tonight and probably start pumping it. So you might want to stay up tonight. You are shorting it good. You might want to stay up tonight till at least midnight or so. If they start pumping it, just go ahead and get in a long and put your trail stop on it and just let it run all night. I'll get you in Discord, and I'll tell you where to set it and everything. Help you out. And if you're not part of our Discord, we have a great group. We got some good traders in there. We trade equity options, futures, and several of them in there are buying stocks and scalping stocks and stuff. That was the word I was looking for a while ago. Scalping stocks, and they're doing long-term stock too. So we got a diverse group of people in there. I'm not a stock person. That is just not my thing. I am more of a future person than anything. And if you're wanting to learn how to trade with no PDT, so if you got less than 25,000, you can day trade this all day long. You can do it 100 times a day if you want. And there is no, there's another, what do you call it? Another platform that I'm using. And if you want to learn more about that, get into our Discord or take our futures class, and then we can get you set up with the right people to get to where you can trade the futures. Hello, Robert. Robert is taking our futures course now. He's already went through it. He's going through it again. He's got signed up on a new platform, and he is actually ready to trade, but not mentally ready. So he's going to do some paper trading and get used to it, figure out how to make these candles work with the indicators and so forth, and figure out how to make that go to his bank account. So if you're not in our Discord, that is a good place for you to be. There is a link down in the description, SpyMoneyLLC.com. You can go in there. It will allow you to get signed into our Discord group, so you can have the call-outs that everybody is doing. There's talk about different stocks, what we think is going to go on. We post charts all day long, and it's a good group. Really good people in there. Get started with that. You can also check out our courses on the website, and in the website there's all kinds of things. And I updated, someone had asked today, want to know more about me, so I updated my about me. It says about Brad, and kind of starts you back from high school. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18 years old legally. I actually owned a company while I was in high school, and I was making about $1,000 a week in high school. Everybody's in study hall. They were making, just all their talk and goofing off and stuff, and I was making business plans and price sheets. It was really funny. I look at my yearbook, and there's so many comments in there talking about good luck with your business and this and that. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of funny. But I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. I have been full-time entrepreneur since I was 23, because I ended up going back to work after high school because I thought you had to have a paycheck. I thought that was the life you're supposed to have, and the benefits and the 30-year retirement. So glad I did not do that. So anyway, at 23, I went back out on my own. I've been self-employed since. I've owned multiple businesses, still own multiple businesses, and I think we have 4 right now. So there's different things we do. I am a full-time trader, though. This is my life. I take the money from here and I invest it into other businesses to because you got to make your money work for you. So that is a little bit about me, and join our Discord, and I will see you tomorrow night. If you're not in our Discord, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.